Fox Weather, your Hurricane HQ, right? Got you covered for hurricane season. You can see the waves right there, kind of frozen, but that's still a nice shot. Love that right here. Pictures are looking nice across the Caribbean. It's been relatively quiet out there for sure. The Atlantic's starting to see some signs, though, of development, especially with this tropical wave that just hopped off the African coastline, is now across the extreme eastern part of the Atlantic Ocean. It's an area to watch. The numbers have actually gone up, the chances. It was about a 30% chance of development yesterday afternoon. This morning, we hopped it up to about a 40% chance. National Hurricane Center now gives it a 50% chance of development right there. But there's the blob of moisture, and you can see clear as day, right? That's what we'll be following. And they've actually expanded out that orange blob a little farther over towards the west, but that's the potential development area. Yeah, not just 50% next 7 days, it's actually upped it to about a 10% in the next 2 days. That's probably to account for maybe early Wednesday if it does develop then. But there is our tropical wave, and you can see it right here when I show you the satellite imagery. Watch it jump right off the coastline now, moving over towards the west. Typical easterly wave. We always see them this time of year, but there's a lot of African dust still out there. There's the Sahara dust layer. It's hugging in there tough, especially the north side of the circulation. That's dry air. So it doesn't have a lot of capability to produce anything but maybe a couple pockets of rain out there around Cabo Verde Islands. But get down to the south, man, that's where you start seeing the humidity pop up. So if it can shed that Sahara dust layer, it's got a chance of turning into something within the next 48 hours. A better chance once it moves a little farther over to the west. So with that in mind, these are the chances of development. And it's our exclusive tropical threat probability. And it's actually gone up just a touch. Look at the darker shade of blue. That's still about a 30% chance of formation. Now we're starting to see the 40s pop up there. I bet you by tomorrow, we'll start seeing that 40 to 50% chance move a little farther over towards the west. But right now, that's exactly what you would think for the first week of September. Remember that the peak is September 10th, so we're right there. That's where you would expect to see the big thunderstorms develop to possibly a circulation, a tropical depression storm, eventually a hurricane, right? So that's what we're watching. There we are today. Here's the vorticity. Watch it just move slowly over to the west at about 15 miles per hour. It's not moving very quickly. High pressure is up to the north a bit farther. This thing's a little farther to the south, so the steering flow isn't as strong as, say, what Aaron was, but it's still moving over to the west at a pretty good clip, about 15 miles per hour. A lot of upper-level shear to deal with right now, but when you look at the position, that's the right entrance region of the jet. That could actually help to vent it a little bit more if it's a little farther away. We'll see. Development is still highly contingent on shedding that dust and if we can get away from that shear layer too. Warmer water temperatures are going to be in that place, so we're watching that. High pressure, though, that's up to the north. That'll be the main steering mechanism by later on in the week. And we're talking going through Sunday, Monday into Tuesday of next week. That's where it's even going to be close to looks like the Caribbean islands. So that's something we're watching. Got a long time to watch it because it's moving so slowly.